Welcome to Eerie Bites of History, your daily serving of strange bites of the past. Today, we have a silent fireball, ghostly footprints from the past, and a deadly curse, all of which happened on August 7th. Let's begin. On August 7th, 2019, something powerful and almost otherworldly tore through the skies above the remote Congo basin. A massive meteor traveling at hypersonic speeds exploded in the atmosphere with the force of a small nuclear bomb, equivalent to nearly 10,000 tons of TNT. The explosion was so intense that the US government satellites picked it up immediately, but the story barely made headlines. No global alerts, no breaking news, just silence. But deep in the Congo rainforest, something was felt. Locals reported a deafening boom that shook the ground, followed by a blinding flash of day that lit up the jungle as if the sun had risen a second time. Moments later, the area erupted in chaos, animals fleeing in all directions, birds crashing into trees, and dogs howling for hours after. Some villages believed it was a sign from the gods. Others whispered something had fallen and was now watching. Despite the size and the power, the meteor left behind no visible crater. Whatever remained, if anything, vanished within the dense forest. Something with the destructive power of a nuclear weapon entered our atmosphere, and the world barely blinked. On August 7th, 2020, scientists made a discovery in the windswept dunes of the White Sands National Park in New Mexico. Beneath layers of desert sand, researchers uncovered a haunting trail of prehistoric human footprints, frozen in time over 20,000 years ago. These weren't ordinary prints. They were known as the ghost footprints, so fragile, so faint, that they could only be seen under specific moisture and light conditions. With ground-penetrating radar, their silent march returned. The tracks told a chilling story, children, teens, and adults moving quickly, not aimlessly, but with intent. Some seemed to stumble, while others paused and turned, as if they were glancing over their shoulder. They weren't just walking, they appeared to be fleeing, or maybe hunting. What made the discovery even more unsettling is that these prints intersected with tracks of giant Ice Age creatures, mammoths, ground sloths, and something else, something they weren't able to identify. The sand had hidden them for a millennia, as if trying to erase the memory. Footprints tell a story, but these stories are half erased, as if history wanted to keep them hidden forever. On August 7, 1783, something invisible began creeping across Europe. A deadly haze born from the heart of Iceland's Laki volcano, which had been erupting violently for months. Though the volcano itself was thousands of miles away, the eruption had unleashed a massive plume of sulfur dioxide and poisonous gases into the atmosphere. August 7th marked a turning point. In the towns across Britain, France, and beyond, people began to report strange, suffocating air. Birds fell from the sky, crops wilted in fields, livestock collapsed without warning. Even healthy people began coughing up blood and would die within days. The sky turned a ghostly yellow. Blood-colored rain stained clothes and windows, and in some places the sun turned red or vanished entirely behind a thick, unnatural cloud. The event became known as the Laki haze, and it would contribute to over 120,000 deaths in the following months due to famine, disease, and poisoned air. Farmers spoke of a curse. Priests called it the wrath of God. Across Europe, people began to whisper that the end of days had begun. Centuries later, scientists would confirm that the eruption had disrupted the entire northern hemisphere's climate, triggering the summer without sun. A ghost season where crops failed and frost appeared in the summer months. Was it just geology, or was nature punishing Europe? For years after, people described ghostly skies, blood-colored rains. Even now, modern volcanologists warn Laki could erupt again. Like your history snack-sized? Drop us a comment with your favorite bite and subscribe. Join us daily for your eerie dose of the past.